Welcome back to the Steady Soul. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Steady, I gonna do the post-mortem right now for the PNP. You know, me tell Father Greg, say me go link him and me and him have a conversation. But the truth is that me fall asleep after the conference. Fall asleep, same foolishness. PNP are going with. As far as me concerned, this PNP party is dead and can't be resurrected. Mr. Rasta turning a preacher. Oh, let the power. Damien turning a preacher. Julian not have nothing to say as usual. Look at Julian in comparison to Nigel. Not even Juicy Beef who hire Julian to manage their finances, much less IMF. Elia Lewis give more money than the national conference, so the people are right. The PNP is broke. Notice, there were no international speakers because everybody else in the world understand. I wonder why they never call me a Motley. Why they never call me a Motley for me and Motley show them that they need to vote JLP. Mark Golding need to vote JLP. PNP need to vote JLP. This is not a political conference. This is a funeral. This is a funeral. Oh my goodness, rest in peace. But watch this conference today, and unlike the PNP who can't talk nothing positive about JLP, let me tell you some positives that I noticed. They made the effort to stay away from the big corruption talking points as much as they could. Mr. Andre Harton and the doctor one, we always come out and a lie on the health ministry. Mr. them come and them do a video, and it would look like, as Trump would call it, concepts of a plan. Not a real plan. As we said before, a real plan is this. The thing that Andrew used and beat them in 2016. We're going to increase the income tax threshold. Simple meaning say, if we now make 1.5 and below, no income tax not charge. Even the dog understand that. So one thing we were certain of is that they said to set a goal, you need to be smart. So it needs to be specific. It needs to be measurable. Almost can't measure it. It needs to be realistic, and it needs to have a time that's attached to it, a time frame that's attached to it to say, within such time you're going to do it. If you notice, there were no smart goals. For the average mind, when they hear Mark come and them talk all heap of fluff and them hype up the conference and them bring out them artists and they do all the theatrics. Like I've said in previous shows, the PNP has always been good at winning elections, but they are bad at governance. So once the JLP manage the part of it where they get the people to come out and vote, we know that the country can remain in good hands. Somebody did say, which other community, Hispanics, Middle Eastern, which other culture of people do you know make political decisions based on their favorite entertainers? If at this PNP I try, it not gonna work. Jamaica people them smarter than that. So we notice Portia never present, PJ never present, Peter Phillips left early, no international speakers. We noticed that. So with the international speaker part, it's interesting that them not have nobody international to come and say, we stand with this PNP party. If anybody international gonna come and maintain their reputation, them can't really come and talk about Jamaica's economy is doing bad. When you notice they don't bring in anybody, nothing not go on for them. Bro God is not fazed by any of this. Bro God no follow them, them follow Bro God. I noticed the fundraising, it wasn't a whole heap of money. I saw that and I spoke to it earlier. But it is a sign. The whole heap of money we don't see a raise, which means to say the comrades really want them hand on the kitty. And we know that's the reason them run away from the by-election the other day, and we're going to see more things. Remember, so them just run from Portland too, so they're picking their struggle. Bunting never opened up his mouth, thank God. And nobody no need to hear nothing from Bunting. We notice they talk about Skengdon helping them to win Manchester, so the PNP has always had to use theatrics, and of course it was an energetic conference, we can give it to them, but the energetic conference lacked talking points. Dayton Campbell, of course, I will come back with him loud mouth. And as me and Father Greg say yesterday, we know see them that they go come back and then they go try double down on this illicit six sounding like a broken record. Mark Golden was just all over the place. One thing we notice about when Dayton and Mark are talking, on one hand, they will give you a bit of what they are going to do. Then they tell you about what they did in the past, but they really have no focus outcome. So, you know that yesterday somebody in my comment section actually used this term, Mark does not have any focus outcome. So I said, let me look at focus outcome and let me bring it because I thought that was a very good comment. So big up to the person. So, listen, look at what the basics of a focus outcome. It says an outcome focused approach means focusing on the end goal of a project or activity and making sure that every step is aligned with that goal. It's based on the idea that achieving the desired results is more important than simply completing tasks. So, what did we see Mark Golden do? Him talk about a whole lot of things that they're going to do, but as we say, they're not smart goals. So he's not telling you what specifically will be done. He did not say you can hold us accountable that by a certain time. For instance, what did Donald Trump say? What did Donald Trump promising people? He said on day one he will be a dictator. This thing about Project 2025 that the people are riling up about in the US, they say it will be implemented within the first 100 days of Donald Trump's presidency. Now, everybody knows that in the past, the PNP has been known to be the pipeline party. They make promises, but they never fulfill these promises. Even Maxine Henry Wilson did say, just in February, the PNP are making promises that they will not be able to deliver on. Make we put things into perspective right now. Jesus said, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So them come with Bible. So make we talk about Bible. So are they. So a man cannot take you beyond his ability to think, The man can only take you as far as he has gone himself. Now, we've been exposed to Mark Golden's thinking through FinSac and just the fact that he's so unexceptional in and outside of the parliament, coupled with the fact that he's the kind of person that will be deceptive about how he does things. Nigel beat him up in a parliament and bring out the red card because Mark Golden will speak to numbers to make himself look good. But he's not the kind of person that will talk about the entire picture. But notice nothing was said about his dual citizenship. Not for himself, not for Julian. And even the way he spoke, his mannerisms towards the conference. I could have stand up and talk off of the top of my head all the things that Mark Golden wrote on paper. So Mark Golden may look good enough in the eyes of those who are not smart enough to be able to dissect and analyze what he's saying. Because even though we hear the whole heap of horn them in the conference, they are not connecting. I know say if you go to most of the people them in the conference and say, give me 3 things why you're going to stick with the PNP. Me never look on JLP people. Give me 3 things why you're going to stick with PNP and not JLP. I doubt they would be able to articulate 3 things. Disingenuous as usual. Me see them and now try to come up with plans at the conference. Remember when we saying a last night show? This conference should have been about reporting on the success stories of the PNP. The only person me here do something like that, I must say the mayor for the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipality Corporation. He was able to say that them repair bathroom and so on. And fine, come and report your success stories. That is what I would have expected. That is what should have happened, but it never happened. Now that the Integrity Commission, now that we understand that we don't have nothing to look forward to and them don't have nothing on Andrew Holness, everybody now sound like they've written some plans. And I figure this is what they would have done. I've seen it happen many times in the corporate world. People not do what they're supposed to do. The client makes some noise and then everybody goes into planning mode. So today was nothing but a pony show. It's called a pony show. It's a very real thing. Yeah, man. When you know, say, you're under the scrutiny of people who you depend on and who have power over you and the goals you're trying to achieve, you come and fix it up. The JLP is a well-oiled machine. Them can win 18 seats based on what they presented today. So let's make that very clear. That's not an 18-seat winner. It would have to be a very revolutionary thing that they come up with. They would have to make promises. Promises such as, all if I lie, people would have be willing to take a chance at it. And we never saw anything like that. But just here, Andrew Holness came again. Look at goal again. Let's look at goal from the standpoint of being. So when you ask yourself, what will this look like? Andrew say, and him name out the beaches there. Whether Boston Beach or all these other beaches. I think he mentioned Winifred over in a Portland. He mentioned a number of beaches. And he tells you the vision is to get that beach to look like Harmony Park. And they put up a picture like Harmony Park. So that's the people getting a real picture of what is going to happen. Me hear them talk about social equality. I want to talk about that today because that sounds like democratic socialism. But every country, every culture, everywhere and anywhere, the only way you're going to enjoy any social equality is when you're doing well economically. That's why the song said to be poor is a crime. Even that the Bible is said that the poor man is hated even by his very friend. The Bible said the rich answer roughly, but the poor kiss up to people. Heart is there for anybody to go and learn a skill, learn a trade, while getting paid to do so. But glad we mentioned that too, because here Julian come up with, we can't just focus on bringing in BPO industries. Now, it sound good enough, but the PNP has destroyed every single industry, and them destroy Free Zone, Alcan, Alpart, all the big industries, bauxite industries, all these things. PNP destroyed that. And now they're going to talk about ICT. And enough people don't know. ICT workers are some of the highest paid employees. And I'm not saying it's for every ICT company, but there are a lot of good ones out there that pay people way more than people let the people in the bank tell you. The credit unions, the investors, go to their parking lots and see what they drive. Or to stop talk foolishness. ICT companies work for some of the biggest corporations in the world. And that's a part of why the economy is good right now. When people get food on their table in a honest and decent manner, who are you to come talk about we can't depend on those jobs? What jobs? What do you have in mind? You're talking about all these things. What on a plan to spend money for do? But as we know, when we come up with plans, but the plans that we use, such as the Cuban light bulb and so many other things, we create the plan, but all we do is use the plan to use up taxpayers' money and then do nothing. You guys don't deliver results. So even the plans which sound good, they're not going to reach anywhere. Broken trust is a hell of a thing, PNP has been in office for what? 18 and a half years consecutively. Throughout this time, all they've done is damage the country. The people them now go back. So they have no real focus outcomes. Them not have no well-defined outcomes. And how they go measure it again. It comes right back with SMART goals. We don't hear them talk about any research and any innovative plans that they are going to put in place. We don't hear nothing about what they're going to work on, first. We don't see them selling anything. They don't put nothing in the heart and mind of people. I remember when Andrew Holness said, listen, we're going to increase the income tax threshold. And me hear my employees them say, listen, we're going to vote for Andrew Holness. And since that, I appear that way I see. So, me and Father Greg did plan to have a conversation about this. And we may be having a conversation, so I'm not going to go through everything. But on an overall basis, the conference was okay by PNP standards. But overall, it was unexceptional, it was uninspiring, and I don't believe that they will win new supporters based on anything that they have said, because they haven't said anything to move the needle. But the conference was good for them. So it's business as usual in Jamaica as Andrew continues to take Jamaica forward. And we look forward to what's going to happen in the upcoming days. This is the steady saying. But go into the comments and make me know what I think, family, because I will if I think that if you talk about. Like, share, and subscribe. Steady.